Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is out now from Llewellyn Books and available on Amazon. So if you like my approach to tarot, it's all in this book. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has an important message for you. And the animals were the Rhino, the Beaver, and the Nightingale. So if you're just joining us right now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because there is where your message is. For those of you who picked Rhino, it says overcome any obstacle. And Rhino could be that sort of drive that makes you push ahead right now. Charging rhinos kind of remind me of anger sometimes, so it could indicate that there's some frustration, that there's some sort of blockage that you're just wanting to plow through right now. And that it's important that you do take action, that you do get things moving, but that you're also monitoring how your headspace is during this week and how you're really applying your energy to the challenge in front of you. The first card for Rhino is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we got the best card in the deck, the Sun. The Sun is a card of optimism. And what it could indicate is that it's best to place your focus or your attention this next week on optimism, on the thing that's making you feel brightest. We also see that if you get something moving with that Rhino energy, the Sun promises a good result. And indeed, we can even see this little baby who's having a great time on the horse. The baby can represent, your creative child or just feeling like celebrating. But he's on that horse, which is a symbol for magical assistance. And I have that feeling that if you just get the ball rolling, if you just get started at it, there's going to be momentum that's going to kick in. And also, you may receive help or magical assistance from all sorts of unexpected places, people, or different ways or different signs on your path. The second card is advice from your inner wisdom this next week if you picked Rhino, and we got the Page of Cups reversed. Interesting. Rhino has to do with overcoming obstacles or blockages, and the Page of Cups reversed for me represents creative blockages, emotional blockages, or feeling stifled somehow on that creative or emotional level. Page of Cups reversed for me represents like writer's block, or if you're an artist, you have this big blank canvas in front of you and you don't even know where to start or how to get the project going. And I just feel like if you get the energy flowing, if you get things moving right now, that is going to help create that momentum. And the Sun is saying you're actually going to feel so much better about yourself if you do get it going. It's also not lost on me that we have these 2 child archetypes of the tarot, the little sun baby, and then also the Page of Cups, who can be a symbol for your own creative inner child. This could indicate that you're taking things way too seriously right now, that you're getting away from basics. And sometimes these cards can indicate frustration because you're trying to package something or make it palatable to the public or other people or the wider world. And you're getting far away from that, inner authentic pull toward what brought you to this thing in the first place. So this could be a time to remember your joy. And finally, the mythic archetype that can help you this next week is Aries. He's the god of war. He can indicate, with that Rhino energy, watch out for just charging ahead and getting mad or getting angry and frustrated and raging about it, but expend that energy constructively. Aries is also the god of physical activity, exercise, movement. And sometimes he represents, there's a frustration. You might feel like your creativity is blocked, but a lot of times it's like pent-up energy that is blocking it. And so if you can just get that energy out and get out your anxiety and run it out or dance it out or, I guess scream into a pillow about it or something like that if you need to, it can really help get things flowing again. Second animal is Beaver Spirit, and it says lay a solid foundation. And Beaver is the worker. They're always building the dams in nature. And so this could be, again, kind of a symbol to get to work. There's something important to get to work on if you're attracted to Beaver. The first card is where it's best to place your focus if you pick Beaver. And we got the Six of Swords, which we see a lot on these weekly Oracle reveals. It shows the refugees that are in a boat. They're also getting moving. They're leaving behind the rough waters. They're sailing toward the smooth waters. This indicates that you as well are kind of transitioning right now. And although the transition is happening and change can be scary, this is one of the least change scary cards in the tarot. It's a really benevolent change card. It's as simple as just going with the flow, going with where the current is already leading you. This card can also indicate movement, travel, visits, new places, new scenery. And so I just feel like there's a sense of newness kind of on the way for you if you pick Beaver. Advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick Beaver, is the Two of Cups, which has to do with working with others, cooperation, harmony. The Two of Cups reminds you that you really don't get anywhere in this life all by yourself, as much as some of us love to imagine that we did it all alone and it was just us against the world. There are helpers on your path. There are those special people who are behind you, that support you. And the Two of Cups can represent that need to acknowledge that support. Also, the Two of Cups is about communication, because we see that wand of Mercury in between the two lovers. And above the wand is that huge floating lion head, which represents that everybody has their own ego. And it's important to be artful in how you're speaking to the people that you love the most right now. It's important that you're bringing resolution and peace and care to the people you care about the most. Sometimes it's a sad fact that the people we love the most are the people that we also show our worst attributes to and are unapologetic about it and don't even think about how that really affects them. And so the Two of Cups is saying communicate in a way, especially in your personal relationships, which allows everybody to leave the table with their dignity intact. And finally, the mythic archetype that is going to help you if you pick Beaver is Artemis. She's the wild goddess of nature, of the hunt, and of the moon. She's that raw, instinctual part of yourself that can never be tamed. The part of yourself that wants to rebel and race off and to be free and independent. And so I feel like there's a little bit of a push and pull for Beaver this next week between your duty to other people with the Two of Cups and then also that Artemis archetype of doing what's right for yourself, going and following your own heart and your own instincts. This might be a time where you're asking for that need with the people around you. You're asking them to understand that, but in a very tactful way, so that you're not blaming them for feeling trapped or stuck or like you're not being free or expressive in your own right. So this could be a time to really have those difficult conversations and get things moving. And then finally, we got the Nightingale Spirit, which says love is all around, and indeed it is. Nightingale is also known for its song. So it's so magical what can happen when you tap into the right music, how it can lift your spirit, it can lift your mood, it can also motivate you to get things flowing. So it might not feel, like productive to stop and put on some music, but Nightingale could indicate that that could actually be the mood shift that you're looking for. First card is, what is it? Oh, where it's best to place your focus this next week. We got the Devil card, which indicates that you're going to need to be careful of where you're placing your focus. Everyone's got an angel on their shoulder and everyone's got a devil on their shoulder. Everyone's got that voice of light and love and keep going and I believe in you. And everyone's got that other voice that says, why even try? I'm not feeling good. This is not so hot what I'm going through. The Devil card could also indicate that there's some shadow work that's going on this next week, and you're also needing to take off the self-imposed chains. With that Nightingale message too, there could be a sense that if you use music, it could elevate your mood, or music could even give you courage when you're facing or confronting that shadow. So I would encourage you to really not stop at the fear in front of the devil, but instead challenge it. Advice from your inner wisdom this next week. There's your angel, the Ace of Cups, the dove coming out of the heavens, blessing the cup. There's a communion that's happening. And there's also a rebirth that's happening too. Aces always indicate new beginnings in the tarot. And I found that the devil often appears right before a major breakthrough. That's when that shadow kicks in and says, are you sure you want to go across that threshold? Are you sure you want to do this? Do you really think you're able to believe in yourself? And the Ace of Cups is saying, yes, do what you love, follow your dream, and follow your heart. And then finally, the mythic archetype that is going to help you if you pick Nightingale is Iris, the messenger goddess. She's the goddess of the rainbow. And rainbows only appear after the storm. So I feel like you're going through a storm, but I think once you get through the storm, happiness is going to await you. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can always check me out at elliotoracle.com and schedule a personal tarot session with me there. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I appreciate you all tuning in every week for these videos. I really love to do them. All right, take care.